The breaking news.
Hello everyone and welcome back to All Transfer News. Today we've got the latest updates on our beloved club, Liverpool. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of Liverpool transfer news. Let's get started.
Alexander Isak Domino effect could be started by striker Liverpool, and Man OTD targeted Newcastle United have been linked with Goncalo Ramos in recent weeks. And the PSG forward's arrival could help solve the dramatic Alexander Isak transfer saga. Goncalo Ramos has emerged as a potential solution to Newcastle United's striking dilemma and could end up being the key figure in finally resolving Alexander Isak's ongoing transfer drama. Reports suggest that Isak, the Swedish international, has taken a firm stance against playing for Newcastle again, regardless of whether his exit is finalized before the window shuts. At present, Liverpool stand out as the most realistic destination for the 25-year-old forward. Yet, discussions with the Magpies remain at a standstill after their initial proposal, valued at around $149 million plus bonuses, was knocked back. With under 2 weeks left in the summer window, all sides are pushing for clarity in order to break the deadlock surrounding his future. In Isak's absence, Anthony Gordon was forced to operate as a makeshift striker during Newcastle's frustrating 0-0 opener against a 10-man Aston Villa. The lack of a natural No.9 leaves Eddie Howe under pressure to secure fresh firepower before facing Liverpool next Monday. Brentford's Yoane Wissa has been identified as a serious option with a $54 million valuation attached. After his 19 goals and 35 outings last season, the 28-year-old is understood to be open to a move to St. James Park, meaning a deal may not be too far away. Even so, the bigger name drawing attention is Ramos, the Portuguese forward, who has thrived at Paris Saint-Germain since his 2023 switch. Netting 34 goals across competitions, has now been linked to Newcastle. Manchester United had previously explored the idea of signing him, but opted instead for Matthias Cunha, Benjamin Zacco, and Brian Bumo. Newcastle, however, could see Ramos as their best chance of reshaping their attack, while simultaneously smoothing Isak's pathway out of the club. Liverpool, meanwhile, are keeping a close watch. If their pursuit of Isak stalls, Ramos could come into focus as an Anfield alternative. It wouldn't be the first time Jurgen Klopp's side have hijacked Newcastle's ambitions earlier this summer. They beat the Magpies to the $107 million signature of Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt. However, there is also a tactical advantage for Liverpool in holding back. Allowing Newcastle to sign Ramos could soften their stance on Isak's $203 million price tag, potentially opening the door to a compromise fee. For Newcastle, the market has been unkind. High-profile targets like Zacco and Bumo and Ekitike slip through their grasp. Young stars such as Liam Delap and Joao Pedro joined Chelsea. Dean Huijsen landed at Real Madrid, while goalkeeper James Trafford returned to Manchester City rather than joining House Project. The lack of success has only heightened the urgency to close a deal. Yet, challenges remain. Ramos is said to be content in Paris and not actively pushing for a Premier League switch. His weekly wage demands reportedly around $271,000 and a transfer value near $92 million add further complications. Newcastle may once again find themselves chasing shadows. Why Federico Chiesa's celebration was different while transfer sagas dominate headlines. Liverpool's opening day victory against Bournemouth had its own heartwarming subplot. Federico Chiesa, who came off the bench to deliver an 88th-minute volley and seal a 4-2 win, drew attention not only for his decisive strike, but also for his post-match reaction. "It took me a year to score in the Premier League. Better late than never," Chiesa quipped afterwards. But the real story unfolded at the final whistle, when the Italian ran straight toward two lesser-known figures in Liverpool's setup, club doctor Amit Panu and psychologist Lee Richardson. The trio embraced warmly, symbolizing the hidden effort. Behind his breakthrough moment, Chiesa's road to this point was far from smooth. Since joining from Juventus for £10 million, the forward has battled both physical and psychological challenges. He admitted arriving in poor condition last year and fit undertrained, struggling to adapt to Liverpool's higher intensity. A tailored fitness plan under Panu's guidance, coupled with Richardson's mental support, became crucial in helping him find his rhythm. Speaking to Sky Italia, Chiesa expressed gratitude. "This goal repays me for the work I've put in. When I first arrived, I hadn't trained properly at Juve and was behind everyone else here. It penalized me. But Liverpool's staff never stopped supporting me." Dr. Panu, who joined Liverpool in 2023 after spells at Blackburn and Derby, has overseen Chiesa's gradual physical rebuild. Richardson, in his role since 2019, has become increasingly influential, working both inside his AXA training center office and out on the pitches. Their involvement, though often unnoticed, has been instrumental. Whether Chiesa's goal marks the start of a longer Anfield chapter or serves as a fitting farewell remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is that his success was not an individual triumph alone. It was the culmination of hours of unseen dedication from Liverpool's backroom team, reminding fans that football victories often depend as much on those off the pitch as on it. Wayne Rooney has suggested that Liverpool may ultimately hesitate over pursuing Alexander Isak from Newcastle United this summer due to one major concern. The ongoing Isak transfer saga has arguably become the defining storyline of this window, with the Swedish forward pushing for a move away from St. James Park and openly favoring a switch to Premier League champions, Liverpool. The Reds already invested heavily in Hugo Ekitike, spending close to £80 million, but reports continue to indicate that Jurgen Klopp's side are determined to secure Isak before the market closes. For Liverpool, he is regarded as the ideal forward to complete their attacking setup. Isak's reputation soared last season after registering 27 goals in 42 appearances across all competitions, establishing himself as one of Europe's most clinical strikers. Newcastle, however, are demanding an extraordinary sum. It's thought he could command a fee of around £150 million. Liverpool have already tested the waters with a £120 million offer, but that bid was rejected. A fresh proposal could follow if and when the Magpies manage to find a proper replacement, though. Their attempts to land Ekitike, Benjamin Zacco, and Liam Delap have all failed so far. The Swedes sat out Newcastle's goalless opening draw with Aston Villa, instead training separately. Eddie Howe admitted after the game that the forward is in control of his next step. Nothing's changed. Howe told reporters, "The door is open, but Alex has to decide what he wants. We want clarity as soon as possible for the club, the players, and everyone involved. Distractions aren't helpful. I'm not in control of this situation, only he is. We're working hard in the market, but at this point, it's more hope than expectation." Rooney, speaking on BBC's Match of the Day,